Namaste, children. Welcome back to the online video session. I think it's a long break we have taken from the video sessions. So now we are going to see the chapter 7, which is a geography lesson called water. And this chapter is divided into two parts. And we are going to see the first video session of the lesson water today. And welcome back to the video session. So the ELO of this video session will focus on, so students, you will be able to identify the forms of water, and you will be able to explain the water cycle, identify the factors of the water cycle, and list down the ways you can conserve water and importance. So describe the distribution of water bodies. So over to the chapter. Before we get into the chapter, I have listed certain questions over here. For some of the questions, you can find out the answer as we get into the chapter. And some of the questions are really like an extended learning, which you can go search and find out what is the exact meaning of it. Okay, for the exact answer of it. So some can be like a home fun activity, and some you will be able to identify the answer through as you gone through the video, and for some you will be able to relate with your previous knowledge, and really for some questions you would have already known the answer. Okay, so very first question is, what percentage of water on earth is salt water? So we can find that. And what are oceans? And mention 4 different bodies of water that made up of oceans, and what amount of kilometers that salt water covers on earth, and what you call it as what is a fresh water, and what amount of fresh water do we have on earth, and what are glaciers and where we can find them. Mention what bodies of water or surface of water is there. You know there are different types of water bodies are there, right? So that we are going to see. And what is groundwater? So I think some question are very fine. You can find it very easily. The answers will be very ready-madely available in internet, so you can go through and find out. Some we can also have a discussion in our online class, so that we will be able to identify answers through discussion and through brainstorming. Over to the chapter. Now, forms of water. I said various. Now we are going to see about water lesson. So first of all, we should analyze that what are the various forms of waters we have. So you would have earlier ages of your schooling, you would have gone through this. The water is formed of 3 types. One is solid, liquid, and gas, right? So solid is something like, it is like the frozen form of a water, like ice. Okay, and the water is a form of water is called water vapor. So that can be the form of a gas, right? So the liquid form of water is called the water, and that is available all over the world, right? So next is introduction about water. So as I was telling you, the one of the question is distribution of water, right? So water on earth. So we know that the earth is made up of majority of water, right? So we nearly know is that around 70% of the earth is water. Okay, and what is the percent of the fresh water? It is just 3%, which means earth has 70% of water, but out of which only 3% of the water is fresh water, which is consumable, and 97% of the water is found in oceans. So 97% of this is already found in ocean, and 2% in forms of glaciers and ice caps. So if you go to Antarctica region, all these regions are covered with ice, right? So that is almost 2%. And most of the remaining water is found underground. So when the water is underground, you call it as groundwater, and only 0.01% of the water is found in rivers, lakes, etc. That you call it as a surface water. So this is what a small introduction about water. Now moving on to the topic called water cycle. So what is water cycle? So water cycle is a process by which water continuously changes its form and circulates between ocean, atmosphere, and land. So I think if you see the diagram of the water cycle, generally which particular type we call it with cycle, when it is repeatedly happening and the process is continuously repeated, right? That time you call it as cycle. So water cycle, in the sense, the cycle that takes up for the water to from a liquid to gaseous form, and gaseous to again a liquid form, or of any forms of like ice or fog, etc. So look into this hydrological cycle. Okay, so wherever this blue area is the water. So water, you can see there is a lake, there is an ocean, and there is an underground water flow. All these are there. And if you see this particular arrow mark, which is like showing like a gas, so because of the heat, what happens? The water in the ocean is getting evaporated and it is converted into a gaseous form. And then what happens here? The evaporation goes and stores into the clouds. That is the process where you call it as a condensation. So condensation is nothing but the evaporated water is forming in the form of a clouds. And then what happened at one point of the time, the clouds cannot get hold of so much of water. So at last it becomes and falls into the rain as a precipitation, right? So precipitation is neither and not only in the form of rain, but it also can in the form of a snow, fall, it can be in the form of a hail or fog, anything that is. So again, there is a process called transpiration, where the usage of plants is there in order to may convert the water into a water vapor. So again, this is being done in a form of a cycle. So again, when the water flows in the form of a rain, it is stored here in the lake or in the ocean. Again, the evaporation process. So this happens in a continuous way. Then that you call it as a water cycle. Okay, the water cycle, first of all, you should analyze what is in water cycle. The sun's heat causes evaporation of water flowing down to the stream, and then it drains into a water vapor. So the water vapor cools down, it condenses and forms clouds, and these clouds, when become very too heavy to float, started falling on the land or sea in the form of rain, snow, or sleet. So this is the water cycle. Now, actually, you're going to see, this is the picture given. Sorry. This is the picture given in your textbook. If you see really here, there's an ocean. The blue areas are again the water bodies. There you can see the evaporation, and then the condensation happens here, the storage of in the water vapor in the clouds, and then it falls like a precipitation. Okay, now you can see that there is a place where the process happens in different. See, evapotranspiration. So you use here we are using the trees to convert the evaporation from land and moisture that cover the land. Okay, so again, then the precipitation falls here. I said the storage in ice and snow. So the precipitation can also be in the form of an ice or snow, and that will falls on the surface. See, so when the surface, the mountain region, if it's rain, what will happen? Automatically the water will be running here and it will be falling on the ground. So surface runoff. And then some of the water will go under the ground, that will form as a infiltration. So infiltration, in the sense, it goes and stores under groundwater. So that will also have a flow, right? So these are the separate certain terms that you should understand when you come across the water cycle. Now I have given you a small workout activity. That is like, I have given you the terms here, whatever we have come across there, and the meaning of it is in this side. Okay, just take a 2 minutes of your time to just go through this and try to match. Okay, first one is evaporation. So what is evaporation here? Whichever suits, you will be marking it. Okay, so after this, I will definitely going to show you the answer. See, evaporation is something liquid changes states to a gas. Condensation, water vapor turning to a liquid. Precipitation, it can be in the form of rain, snow, sleet, hail. Infiltration, I said water absorbing into the soil. So when it rains, you can see some areas it gets absorbed. And transpiration, you need plants for that. And surface runoff was nothing but when the water is flowing on a slopey surface or on the mountain, you can see this water flowing on the land area, right? So the next here, what are the factors that actually, you can see is human factors and natural factors. So factors that really affect the water cycle. Which are the factors that affects the water cycle? So already natural sources will be there, and then we will be having the human sources. So if you see natural, it's automatically starts with climate, surface nature, vegetation, rock type and soil type, bioturbation, which is an animal action. So human factors which affects the water cycle, that is deforestation, afforestation, buildings, reservoirs, industrial activities, urbanization. Urbanization is nothing but people moving from one place to another and settling themselves. So their consumptions happens, right? So the next one is, what is water conservation? So you all know, we have all come across uses of water, right? So we know what are the various uses of water. But then now we are going to analyze why we need to conserve water. Okay, because nowadays population is getting increased. We people started using a lot of water. Finally, what happened one day to all the waters? It is not definitely going to get vanished because the water is a renewable resource, but the amount will get reduced. The amount of fresh water will get reduced. Okay, so water conservation is a practice in which people, companies, and governments attempt to reduce their water usage. So we know what are the various steps we have to do to conserve water. First of all, we should analyze why we need to water conservation. So first of all, these are the various steps which we already know that. See here, the starting is water. WATER. So wash laundry and dishes with sufficient amount of water only. Always turn off running water. Take shorter showers. Eliminate any and all leaks. Reduce the flow of toilets and shower heads. So the next here, what are the ways you can conserve water? First of all, you should know that if you are not using any taps, you should close it carefully. Next, avoid flush. So whenever you go to toilets, use a mug to pour the water. It's so avoid you flushing because flush takes a lot of water. Use a bucket for watering plants because sometimes hose, no, if you keep on water, you don't know how much water you've given to the plant. Sometimes it will be over also. So use water in which fruits and vegetables have been washed to water potted plants. So potted plants and all, you can use the washing vegetable, you wash vegetables, right? You can use the same water to pour it there. So after water left in the bottle should be poured into our plant rather than throwing it or down the drain. Use washing machine only with full load. Reuse the water used for rinsed clothes. Make rainwater harvesting compulsory. So here, if you see the next one, we are going to see the distribution of water on earth. See, can you see this pie chart? The green areas are the salt water, and look into the fresh water, it is just 3% of it. And here also, if you see, saline water 97%, fresh water is 3%. And if you see ice caps and glaciers, it carries 68.7%. And then groundwater is 330.1%. So here you can see lakes, swamps, rivers, and all holding this much percentage. This is how the water is distributed on earth. If you could see here, that is the most amount of water is there as in ocean. Okay. So movement of oceans, so there are 4 main oceans. You should know that it is already very well known information. So one is Pacific, Atlantic, Indian Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. So if you see, this is the continents and these are the oceans. If you can see the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean here, Indian Ocean here. So it's a Southern Ocean. So these are the blue areas are the oceans. Okay. Moving on to this ocean movements. So basically this is like a small introduction part for your next session. So waves, currents, tides. I think waves are very new. It is not new to us. We have experienced it. Let's see what is currents and tides. So with this, we have come to the end of the first video session. Let's do a quick recap of it. First, we have seen about what is water cycle and its factors. So factors in the sense we saw about various factors like evaporation, condensation, precipitation, infiltration, all these we have seen, right? So these are the factors. And we have seen what are the uses of water and ways to conserve water and why we need to conserve water is also discussed. And we have seen distribution of water bodies. In this, we will be able to spot that the earth is covered with more of oceanic water. And we also see about the important oceans in the world, right? So thank you so much. See you all in the next video.